Hello, everybody. It's Kaipacha with a weekly Pele report. I would say it is a momentous week of July 15th to 22nd of the year 2026, a week that will be going down in history for sure. Very powerful astrological aspects. I talked about them a little bit last week, but I want to go into this Bar-Boltz basket a little more fully because we do have Jupiter coming into an exact opposition with Pluto and trine Uranus on Monday. And by what? Uranus is exactly trine Pluto on Friday, and today Uranus is sextile Neptune. So we have this whole basket happening with the Jupiter-Pluto opposition. And sextiling Uranus, sextiling Neptune. You can see it on the chart at the beginning of the report if you want to go back there. Yeah, the moon is moving through Leo, and boy, oh boy, by tomorrow she goes into Virgo, and by Sunday she's in Libra, and then by Tuesday she goes into Scorpio. So we have a first quarter square moon at 28 degrees, 43 minutes of Libra to the sun at the last degrees of Cancer. I'm down here at the pond. It's really kind of tricky. I actually made a little entry point there. I dug up some of those plants. And I didn't want to mess with Mother Nature at the same time, I thought it would be really nice to have a little entrance point to this pool. This is the big pool. So, yeah, there's always this balance with Mother Nature. Are we with her, and is she all right, letting go of some flowers for us? Anyway, I also want to look at the Sabian symbol for the 5th degree of Leo. That's where Jupiter is, okay? And you could look at the 5th degree, okay, of Aquarius and the 5th degree of Aries and the 5th degree of Gemini to get an even greater, understanding of what this basket is about. But there's been a lot of talk about it, and I'll just get up here, and it is freaking hot out here. I'm actually looking for some shade of where I can sit and talk to you a little bit. There is some shade over here. I did find a cave, and I got a little dinghy because the grandkids came up here the other day. And maybe one day I will take you on a dinghy float out on the pond over there. But for now, I'm just looking for some shade, and I'll find it and talk at you. Explain a little bit about what's going on. Okay, well, I found a little nookie. It's this carved out little spot where the water just kind of whoosh, like an eddy. An eddy. I've talked to a number of people who feel like they are in an eddy, that the river of life is going on, but they're kind of like stuck in this little loop, like, whoa, what's going on? So let's talk about it. Where to start with all of this? I want to start a little bit with the world situation and then go into the Sabian symbol and then get more personal with the mantra, I think. We are at war. There's wars going on. They're getting more intense all the time. The whole Middle East is blowing up, and Ukraine and Russia are blowing up, and Sudan's been blowing up for a long time. And there's just so many different battles being fought right now on so many different fronts. And just to go on a little bit, I mean, I did a whole full moon in Scorpio 2 hour talk about what's coming up from 2027 to 2032. If you didn't get it, it is available on my website. I've, kind of gone into this from the beginning that this war in Iran is kind of like it's the end of the American empire. It's a restructuring of the alliances, of the allies, of who is in control and who is in power. And you can see Jupiter opposite Pluto is a power grab. And that is what is going on now. This is just, whether it's, oil or money or AI or control, it's just a bunch of patriarchs battling for the resources, battling for territory, battling for power, battling for money. It's kind of very much the same old thing. So when we get to this Barbolt's basket, and he's talking about, this being, a time of great change and great awakening, the only thing that, the only difference I have with him is that he said it was going to be smooth. And he died in 2019. That was before the pandemic. That was before, things blew up with Ukraine and Iran and, so many other, Trump got in there and all this other stuff. So, yeah, this is a great awakening. We are in a period of great awakening. And that great awakening can be disturbing. And it's like, sometimes it's like, wake up, like the alarm clock goes off, Uranus goes off. And, part of awakening is realizing how asleep we have been and how we have been innocently, naively, Pisceanly for 2,000 years dreaming. And this is a shocking age of Aquarius. The north node of the moon goes into Aquarius July 26th. Pluto is already in Aquarius, and Uranus is part of this basket. At the entering into this Gemini, which is left brain ego consciousness, and Uranus is the great awakener. So we are awakening to the fact of that we have been duped, we have been controlled, we've been manipulated, we've been used, we've been exploited. There has been, a very small number of patriarchal zillionaires up at the top, pulling strings of puppets and politicians and this, that, and the other thing for, hundreds of years. And we've just been kind of oblivious to what is really happening in positions of power and control on this planet. So this great awakening here is, yes, in the long run, it is going to be beneficial for the expansion of human consciousness. But if we just look back, you've got the Bolshevik Revolution, you've got the French Revolution, you've got the American Revolution, you've got one revolution after another. There is, birth is painful, and this is like World War III, okay? And it's a shame. It's very sad that we cannot change without resisting that change, which causes pain, suffering, to so many people, Mother Earth, our psyches, and of course our souls carry these soul memories from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So it's like, some of this is just like, oh my God, this is, this wheel is just like, we're recreating and reliving and blah, 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 all this bullshit all over again. It's really sad. But I want to read to you the fourth degree of, the fifth degree actually, because Jupiter will be in the fifth degree of Leo. Rock formations tower over a deep canyon. The structuring power of elemental forces during the long cycle of planetary evolution, dwarfing the time allowed to individual human beings. The vast periods of geological evolution not only awe our imagination, but allow the slow yet magnificent work of elemental forces as they mold landscapes and canyons, rocks and mountains. This symbol points to our need to acquire a much vaster perspective on what we are able to do and on our yearning for prolonged youth and our pride in masculine achievements. The works of nature should make us feel humble and help us to planetarize our consciousness. This symbol stands in broad pictorial contrast to the first, or rather it seeks to impress us with our vanity as creators of forms and mental achievers. To the dramatic and proud Leo type, it presents a picture of impersonality. So appropriate. Leo is the purpose, the I am special. Oh, that's the song for this week. I'm special, so special. I got to have some of y'all attention. Give it to me, 'cause you remember that one. It's so perfect. Jupiter in Leo, right? I'm special. And this is, but it's really, it's very joyful. It's very fun. It's very beautiful, right? And that's why it's in the mantra today, joy, enjoyment. This is this Jupiter in Leo, but it is in this opposition to Pluto, and that Pluto in Aquarius is the planetarization of consciousness. That is the objective, right? Leo's very personal, and Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius is very universal. It's the future. International, multinational corporations, science, technology, artificial intelligence, you name it. Okay, this is all very impersonal. So we have this axis of the personal, impersonal, and how much, it's very humbling that we have so little control over so many things. We have no control over the food getting to the food store, the price of gasoline, the pace of inflation, the cost of living, the blah, 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 blah. There are just like so many things that are out of our control. But Jupiter in Leo is about, creating that control. And one more thing, Pluto, plutocracy. What is a plutocracy? A plutocracy is a society run by rich, wealthy men. Pluto. A plutocrat. Yeah, we have the plutocrats, bombing each other, trying to get more and more. Just this greed and this lust for power. It's the peak of materialism. Steiner talked about this. We're entering some very, very, very dark times. And we need to be the Leo light. We need to be the fire. We need to be the torch during these times of darkness. And I say this particularly for the Americans, because we have Saturn right now stationing for 2 months at 14 degrees of Aries, right? From June 26th to August 26th or 28th. Saturn is at the 14th degree of Aries, exactly opposite the United States Saturn at 14 degrees of Libra. And then it's going to go retrograde and square again the sun at 12 degrees of Cancer for the United States. So the United States was born with the sun square Saturn, and now we have Saturn coming through to oppose Saturn, square that sun, and it's just, it's a time of contraction, constriction, and yeah, harshness, hardness. Very, very, very difficult period. In the meantime, Iran has a 17 degrees Leo rising, so Jupiter is coming over Iran's ascendant. Okay, pa-boom. So the United States is in a period of contraction. Iran is in this period of expansion, if you want to go into that, and and then I look at Ukraine and Russia, but I don't want to get overly political here. I just want to say that this is the end of patriarchy, and I've said for years, it's not like they're just going to hand over power and hand over authority and hand over the money and hand over everything to, oh yes, here you go. It's time for a new age. Absolutely not. These guys are grasping and holding and wanting to maintain the old world order as long as they possibly can. And this is going to be a very difficult transition, and I just want to encourage everybody to keep the faith. Keep the light. Think of this, Sabian symbol. We have to be astrologers. We have to be Aquarius. We have to look at the long, long, long range of thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And this is a wrinkle in time. We're going through a wrinkle in time. I love that. It's a great book. But anyway, yeah. So this is a bump in the road of the evolution of our species. But we chose at this time to incarnate, and for that, I just want to encourage you at this point and this whole year that Jupiter is in Leo, this is a time to create. And the creative process is not always an easy process. It's actually taking things out of the ether, out of the vision, out of the dream, out of the potential, out of the possibility, and bringing them through our bodies, through our minds, through our mouths, with our hands, with our backs, with our websites or whatever, our healing hands, creation, bringing in our unique perspective, our new, innovate, invent, recreate ourselves, recreate life, recreate communities, recreate society, recreate rules of governing, and how, conflict resolution. This is just like, all the trauma, all the challenges are opportunities for us to find and create new ways of living together in harmony on this planet, and sharing resources and sharing joy and sharing love. It's really, and so, we have to stay at the bow of the boat. We have to stay, in these positions of, the other song I was thinking about was Let It Be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. But I'm going to say no. Jupiter in Leo does not let it be. So I had to throw out that song. Nope, no, it's not Let It Be. It's like, get in there, get out there, but I want to encourage, everybody to find new sources of income, find new talents, make a new set of skills, find, new ways of making yourself valuable, new ways of, contributing to your family, to the world, to society. And, this is just like, wow. We have to really be ingenious, during these times in order to make ends meet, in order to, live comfortable lives, in order to, even have, the time and resources to travel and vacation and party and get together and all that stuff. It's like, woo, baby. So the moon's coming around. We're going to have a full moon, okay, at the 6 degree, 30 minutes or something of Aquarius. So after Jupiter leaves, the sun is coming, and the sun's going to go into Leo, and we're going to have a full moon, right? With Jupiter, so the sun Jupiter is going to oppose Moon Pluto. I mean, this end of July is like super, super intense. And, by intense, I can say that things, can really, really, really blow up. And we can get caught up, right? We can get distracted. We can get, lost. We can get scared. And we can be checking our phones and checking the news and checking the this, that, to, see what's going on, or is everything okay, or da-da-da-da. And I want to encourage us to, like, really take a step back. It's very hard to create under pressure. It's very hard to create when you're upset, when you are distraught, when you are stressed out. So I encourage you, during this time, there's so much going on. I have to read the mantra. Yeah, the mantra for this week. Knowing I cannot change the world, I'll start with myself today. Enjoying the fact that I have all I need and letting the rest go away. Jupiter is faith, trust, belief in the positive, benevolent forces of life and the universe. Coming through Leo, it is a belief in myself. I can do this. Whether I'm special or not. I mean, we all are special. Especially crazy. But anyway, yeah, it's, me being special doesn't make anybody less special. We are all special in our own way, right? And the thing to do is to, like, find joy in our daily lives, in our daily creations. Paint a painting or something. Yeah, yesterday I even did some baking for the first time in like 10 years. Just like, wow, to actually take the time to, like, stop working and stop achieving and stop trying to get somewhere or complete a goal or meet a commitment. Take a breath. Leo says to play. Recreation is important. The inner child needs to come out, and, paddle around in that little boat or go for a little swim in the pond. I mean, this is very, very, so enjoyment. And when we enjoy ourselves, we understand, or we see that we have all that we need. We really do. Life does give us what we need. Maybe not what we want, or what we thought, or what we expected, but we have everything we need to grow, to learn, to love, to forgive, to evolve, to the universe makes sure of that. It may even give us a little bit of pain, because we need a little pain in order to raise a red flag and see something we did not see before, in order to expand our consciousness outside of this narrow little rut that we have been in. So we have what we need, and what? Letting the rest go away. I was just watching the river, yesterday and today, and just watching how the river is just like such a teacher. She never will stop flowing. It doesn't matter what humanity does. This river is going to flow. They can dam it up, the water will come over the dam. They can pollute it, they can do this, that, or the other. This water has flown here for millions of years, and it's going to continue to flow. And what does it do? It washes away. It takes what is above and brings it back down below, out to the ocean, out to sea level. It levels the playing field. So yeah, life is going to be taking away some luxuries, maybe some comfort, maybe some, dreams, maybe some illusions, but, it's never going to take away what we need on a soul level to grow, evolve, love, find joy, peace, and happiness in our lives, in our relationships, in ourselves. So, yeah. What more can you say? Knowing damn well I cannot change the world. I'll start with myself today, enjoying the fact I have all that I need and letting the rest go away. If it's anything that's going to make you miserable, it's trying to hold on to something that life wants to take away, right? There's nothing more frustrating, more irritating than, no, I can't live without that or this or you or him or that. No. And life is going, yes, you can. You don't need it. You're going to be okay. You're a big, strong boy or girl. It's like, no. Let go. Something better is coming down the river. Something awesome is in the future. Something, just like trust the river, trust the flow, trust life. It's like, yeah, and you're like, oh no. Oh man, enjoy, even enjoy the madness. I love that freaking movie. It's a mad world. It's old, but yeah, just enjoy if you can. I mean, I know that there is a lot of sadness, and this is the polarity, and we have to just learn to live with the paradox, with the polarity, that coexisting opposites exist without destroying each other. And it's a new part of life. It's this new multi-dimensional, like, oh wow, I didn't know there could be so much pain, suffering, sorrow, and anguish at the same time that there is so much optimism, positivity, enjoyment, love, and light. How it doesn't make sense. Life is not logical. Life is way beyond logic. So we're getting a big dose of life blowing our minds, but also giving us a whole smorgasbord of mental attitudes, of emotional states, of, we have a whole smorgasbord to choose from of what I would like to, experience, feel, dive into, explore. And this is wisdom. Is it really, that's why I'm so late today. I laid in bed. I usually get a mantra, when I'm half in and half out of sleep, and I didn't get a mantra this morning, and I laid in bed waiting for a freaking mantra to, come, and it didn't, until I finally had to pull myself out of bed and go, shit, I'm going to get up and, have a coffee with no mantra, and what am I, so I start freaking out, right? It took me forever to come up with this mantra this morning. But where was I? This smorgasbord of, that we can really, wisdom, because I was going to bring power and wisdom in. I wanted a mantra with power, Pluto, and wisdom, Jupiter, and it just wasn't coming. Okay, but the serenity prayer came to me. Lord, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Right? Serenity. So we can choose serenity. We can choose enjoyment. We can choose guilt. We can choose grief. So it's like it is this it is this time where I want to encourage us to bring in Jupiter, and you may get a lot of opposition from community, friends, society, media, Aquarius, whatever. Okay, but stand in your light, stand in your joy, stand in your creativity, and have a good frickin' day. Namaste, aloha, so much love.